Okay, thank you very much. My name is Ambassador Wadinobi Okezie of Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Industry, representing our Digital Commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner for Trade, Commerce and Industry, Dr. Chimezie Okebu.
Okay, this program has been on for 2 days, a roundtable on ease of doing business in Abia State. So, what is it all about? Just briefly.
It's all about opening Abia for business. You know, all this while Abia have been suffering. If you've traveled out of the state, you understand that we are behind. And the governor, somebody who is exposed, who has traveled, who has done some international businesses, said Abia must compete with other states, the likes of Lagos, Akwa Ibom, and Port Harcourt. All those things that we go there to see, they want to bring it back to Abia. So that every person that is coming to Abia will have an enabling environment to do business, and the citizens in Abia will also export their business so that the international community will understand that Abia has potentials.
Okay, what is the ministry currently doing to ensure that a good business environment is ongoing in Abia State?
Okay, I think this program is one of the things we've done to sensitize people and to bring stakeholders together so that we rub minds together, and you know, a tree cannot make a forest. Our commissioner is not the type that is saying that he knows it all. We want this collaboration partnership so that other ministries will join hands to make sure that the Abia of our dream is being achieved. Apart from this, you know, they just flagged up the Abia domestic trade fair, which is happening in Aba. It's another way of trying to let the international community know that Abia is open for business and nothing short of that.
I am His Royal Highness Eze Dr. I.S. Ibezim Devlukutu of Umos Autonomous Community, Obakala in Umuahia South local government area of Abia State.
Okay, so for the past 2 days now, we have been here for a roundtable on the ease of doing business. What do you have to say about this program?
It's a very interesting program. We enjoyed it. I don't think there is any time wasted here. Any traditional ruler that participated in this 2-day program gained a lot and has a lot to tell his people at home. We have learned a lot on the ease of doing business in Abia State. And with what I have learned as a person, which I know my colleagues also learned some, we will go back to sensitize our people on the ease of doing business in Abia State, and ways of accessing fund or grant in doing business, ways of registering in fact, the need to register our properties and making sure that whatever the government provides, that they will be able to access it to their benefits.
Okay, what would you advise the government to do in addition to what they are doing already to ensure that there's a conducive business environment in the state?
Yes, as a traditional ruler, I know I am the #1 security officer of my own community, representing the governor there in terms of security. So I will want the state to enhance security, to ensure that the traditional rulers are empowered to sustain the various vigilante groups in our various communities. And when the vigilante team is active, then there will be enough security so that people will come in and invest in our various communities without being harassed. You understand? And then, if the vigilante people are cared for, they will be doing their work effectively. And the traditional rulers will also be happy that their place is secured. And there is no investor that will like to invest in a community where there is insecurity. And there is our major role to making sure that there is, in fact, in my own security, we are doing a lot. We have vigilante team. They have been doing a lot, but they are grudging too because they need to be somebody that is doing some work, staying outside every night. That person needs to be given some incentive, even if it means like all these whatever government has to give, and then it will get to them.
Government after paying the rituals, and then we agree as follows. One, question number one. How will government work on subsidizing money flying out of the state? That is advocacy and subsidization. And five answers us. Working with the state's orientation agency to raise awareness and with media houses NGOs in media services to sensitize awareness. Question number two. How do we satisfy the regulatory obligations? To five, I think first, that the government should approve a waiver for employment of procurement officers in the states for those that are professionals. For instance, we only have one certified procurement officer in Abia State. Question number three. How do we know indigenous companies in the states? That the government, through the Office of Senior Social Assistant to the Governor on Ease of Doing Business, should encourage SMEs and local manufacturers to form a union/association where information can get to them easily by encouraging them to register their businesses and be compliant. The fourth one and the last question. How will government assist women to access loan and grants? The women and youth can access loan and grants through information dissemination, through Ministry of Women Affairs, Ministry of Youth, President General of Women Group, churches, local governments, and associations. They should encourage to register a cooperative society. Thank you.
We were tasked with producing solutions. We were asked what Abia can do to make business better in the state. And we came up with some actions. First, multiple taxation. I'm going to state out the actions, then I'll say what we discussed on that. Multiple taxation. Taxation should be made cheaper. The unified tax and ticket system with an annual charge of 21,000 for businesses should be reduced, and the charges determined by differentiating factors such as business type, location of businesses, age of owners of micro businesses, etc. Double taxation and over-taxation. Moderators, the people we know standing on the streets, or the tax enforcers on the street should be experts who have been trained by the government agencies in charge, and they should be monitored strictly. Two, we have undue harassment of business owners and consumers by law enforcement agencies, the NDLEA, the police. So security should be made tight and ample at night to sustain the nightlife of businesses, especially around business halls. Cutting down on security checkmates such as regulation of public transportation hours, especially at night, curfews and sit-at-home orders shouldn't be made political tools, but rather implemented when necessary. Steady power supply. Since states have been tasked with the responsibility of generating their own power, Abia State should come up with more sustainable energy platforms to use for ourselves. Then number four, we have more industries, and under it we discuss consumers and producers should have the common ground to interact. Trained, skilled producers and businesses should be engaged in more hands-on training, should be made to participate in fairs, to perfect their products and services of SMEs, to meet international standards. Businesses should be made to worth something and invariably compete in the foreign market. The local products and services should be able to trade for something on the foreign market. Then we say that policies should be be put in place to checkmate excess over importation of competing products, assessing raw materials for producers, and assessing grants and loans for business capitals of these SMEs. Thank you.
If you have a good point on sustainability of doing business in Abia State, respect to leather and garment, manufacturing, agro and allied products. So our first split in the government is power. Because power is a pivotal instrument of driving any business in Abia State. And we know if we can get power functional, we even brought up an idea with respect to using wind turbines and also hydro electric power plants. So secondly, we brought up the issue of equipment. For the shoe factories and leather, we need equipment to enable us to have better production of the world standard. And thirdly, access to roads, basic amenities, social amenities. We need quality roads to enable access to our various production sites, farms and our rural dwellings. Fourth, we are deeply in the government the issue of training and sensitization. We need constant training, sensitization to core production enablers and manufacturing players to upgrade on the current innovation practices. The fifth one is access to finance. We need tax credit and credit facilities. Interest rates should be offered by financial institutions, should be reviewed downward. The issue of collateral should be scrapped. That's what we are looking at, because we know if the issue of collateral, for those that want to really encourage business, if the government wants to really encourage businesses and ensure ease of businesses, we are pleased that the collateral should be scrapped. The sixth one is security. We want to improve security apparatus, more especially in our business environment and farm sites. Seventh one is export subsidy. We need export grants. It should be introduced and encouraged for more exports, so that if we can, after what we have gone back, we have ensured that we have brought in a very wonderful product. We need government to help us in terms of subsidy so we can export it to other countries and also compete in the market. The eighth one is tax subsidy. So tax subsidy, what we are talking about here is should be given to manufacturers and operators in sub-sectors once in a while. We're talking about tax for the day. For instance, for a young startup, a business, you can give tax credit for like a year or two to enable that particular business to gain its grant fully before taxation commences. Then the ninth one is marketing of made in Abia products. So this should be done as a priority, and we also encourage that you use celebrities as brand ambassadors for Abia goods. When we use celebrities, we know the fast trend of social media right now. We encourage celebrities, because many celebrities are from Abia State, that we also use our made in Abia product and advertise on the social media outlets. It also enhance productivity and also export. The 10th one here is creation of Abia Showcase. So this idea is a unique one to us. It's something we are looking at, because we have to also engage all of the actors in this particular showcase. This can be done through social media and other media outlets, so many news outlets, both within Abia and other states. That's all for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the leaders in that topic, they said you don't need to wait until you have a need to register your land. You have to start immediately to register your land and give the C&O, give the smart plan ahead of when eventually you get a partnership to go into your places. So we agree on that. And the next matter is enlightenment. There's going to be an enlightenment unit in the ministry where the public will be enlightened to know how they can go and accept this is to get the land on time. Thank you.
the challenges and prospects of acquiring landed property in Abia State. We look at the ways where we could do things better for the processing of landed property. I want to tell you that in Abia State, before now, for you to get allocation, it means that the government has to direct you in that. But right now, what the ministry does is the Land Use and Allocation Committee, they advertise it, and you come to their office, you pick up the form, and your form is considered. Now, I want to also state this. In your registration of your power of attorney, the government has done its own, but you also will need to do your own. Meaning you need to know what should be in your power of attorney. Number one, your power of attorney should be prepared by your lawyer. In preparing that, you will need to understand that you need your tax clearance certificate and you need a surveyor to do your survey plan. If your surveyor does your survey plan, you don't have the vehicle number, you don't have demarcation, that means it's not a right surveyor, it's not a registered surveyor that has done it. That will delay, it will cause a delay in processing your documents. So if these things are done with your 3 powers of attorney, that means your registration will be good. Now in getting your C of O, you also will come with your duly registered power of attorney that is stamped original. If you come with that with 2 passports, with your tax clearance certificate, then the process can kick off. If the process kicks off, it goes through the town planning office. The town planning office comes to your location and checks if the purpose clause that you have said, what you have said you want to use the land for, if it's okay, if it's in conformity with what they say they want to use that area for. You cannot have a filling station built in where you have your residential area. So the town planning office might not approve it. So some of the things that we do will cause delay. So once they leave there, the surveyor also checks that your survey plan. Is it okay? And the beacon number there, who registered it? Was it done by a proper land surveyor, a registered land surveyor? Now, for the fees itself, your fee are determined by the land area and the purpose clause. That's how you know how much you are paying for your C of O. Now, if these things are done and they confirm it that it's yours, or the person you bought it from that is also yours, then the process will be complete. Then we'll have this thing to tell the government. If the government can give us power every now and then, C of O is always, it will be quickly done. If we have power, C of O's are quickly printed and the processes are completed on time. Now we also have a capacity building. We want the government to always, and the government has done a lot anyway, but continuous training of the officers will also make the processes quicker. Now we also have the bureaucratic bottlenecks, whereby we want to confirm like your power of attorney and the rest, and we must make sure it goes to BIRO to confirm your tax and these other things. If you don't have power, it also delays, and for you to only go to that place, it will take time also. So these are the things that I know we have done, and if the government looks into this, it will work better for everybody. So what we are saying is that the government has done this thing, they put some things in place for things to work better. But you that's also coming to do this registration, you should know what should be in your documents.
And our topic is what are we to do with the issue of due process of doing business. So we came up with due process is the laid down guidelines to use the process of doing business to make it easier for communities. So one of our points is there should be government sincerity in working and purpose. 2, government support. Government should give support to individuals with business ideas. 3. Erasing completely all the bottlenecks and encumbrances seen in various ministries, MDAs, and all agencies of government, such that it will be seamless getting involved in business. Then number 4, having an accurate database of all the companies, industries, MSME, etc. in Abia State, so that one can be able to do business with such organizations, thereby reducing the risk of meeting fraudsters and scammers. Number 5, on the area of agriculture, the government should provide a processing unit in each senatorial district to ease the stress of doing businesses. Then number 6, the government should provide modern machines to ease business, provide enabling environment and also electricity. Then number 5, there should be substantial reduction in taxation within the state. Then number 8, there should be a due process on our security by monitoring the extortions of money by police officers, and there should also be a way of giving feedback to the right authorities to take proper action. Then number 9, access to funds by government to individuals. Then number 10, finally, there should be a meritocracy. It should be given and seem to be given due attention in every government dealings, so that favoritism and party patronage will not be allowed. Thank you.
Everybody. Let me start on existing protocol. Although we have not been doing protocol. My name is Chief Magistrate Mirabel Ken Ahukanna. I'm a Deputy Chief Registrar in charge of Special Court in the Abia State Judiciary. I am presenting this on behalf of this table, which is made up of traditional rulers in our midst. And they were told to bring up ideas on the role of traditional institutions in the ease of doing business. So the first thing, we know that the traditional rulers... Please, we should be calm so that we can... We know that the traditional rulers are the leaders of the people at the grassroots. They have contact with the people at the grassroots. They are the first point of call. So, their role in the ease of doing business will be, around sensitization of the people and mobilization of the people of their constituencies, people within their jurisdiction or autonomous communities, on the different indices of the ease of doing business. When I say sensitization, I mean sensitizing and mobilizing them to be part of everything that concerns, that will aid and promote ease of doing business in their communities. Example, when the small claims court will come on board, or even before it comes on board fully, they will be the ones that will gather their people together to let them know what it is all about. Also, the reforms that are coming from the Ministry of Lands, coming from the Ministry of Digital Economy and SMEs, all these reforms that we have talked about here, they will go down to their people and let them know what is going on and what is expected and how they can benefit from the reforms that will help them in their businesses. They also talked about partnership with the local government. You know, they are also at the local government level too. So partnership with the various local governments, especially, they were very concerned about opening up the rural communities by grading feeder roads to enhance the movement of farm produce and farm products from the hinterland, and also to develop the markets. The SSA, some of the markets which are being handled by the local government are just there. They are not growing. Nothing is being done to, you know, improve on the infrastructure and everything that is required for a modern market that does modern business. So they would like to partner with the local governments more to get that going. Then they also have encouraging the formation of cooperatives and cluster groups by the people to aid easy accessibility to grants and loans. This will be part of their mobilization and sensitization. But they would like to go back to the people and get them to form, you know, to be more interested in forming those cooperatives and cluster groups so they can take advantage of the grants, the loans, and also get them to register their businesses in groups. Also, they want to identify and promote and publicize the specific legal businesses or trades that are peculiar to each autonomous community. One of the traditional rulers said that it's like cattle, even cattle rearing is not allowed in their community now. Anybody that tries to do that, it's like it's again, because they need to know those ones that are being allowed, those businesses that are allowed by the government. They will make sure those ones are the ones they identify, promote, publicize, and get them to do the necessary registration and everything they need. Then 5, they want to encourage the people, like we talked about the land. Instead of waiting till a business wants to be established in your place, you start running around looking for C of O. They said they will now go down to the grassroots and get them any land that you have. Begin to survey it on time, begin to get it registered, and do the legal documentation, you know, so that once there's a business that requires your land, you won't start running about. It will be ready for use, even as collateral in banks. All right. And also want to, they said they will use their traditional methods of summoning meetings to continuously interact and interface with the people in order to update them on new trends in the ease of doing business. Anything that comes up or that is expected in the ease of doing business, any reforms, they will get it down to the people. Then they call for farming incentives to be given by the government through them. Farming incentives is example fertilizers, improved seedlings, mechanized implements to be given to communities through the traditional rulers. And then government should empower the traditional rulers to sustain their vigilante groups and be able to contribute to the security of lives and property in the communities. And they also would like it to be taken up that those ones that have boundary disputes, let the boundary commission headed by the government, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, let them begin to, you know, work on those places so that those places will not continue to be a security threat, killing of people in their in communities, and, you know, lives and property being destroyed and causing fear, so that people cannot even go to the farms and cannot do their businesses there. Then finally, they suggest, this is for the organizers, that there should be a WhatsApp group created, a platform involving all the participants of these roundtables, so that they keep sharing ideas, and it will enable the organizers to bring everyone up to speed of various developments in the ease of doing business.
Like this group is in land, I intentionally asked her worship to please exit from this group. So this group, what we want you to do, you are in lands, so you will be able to guide everybody very well on land matters. What will we do to make ease of land acquisition, administration, everything that has to do with land easier than it is? You understand? So look at that, bring out yes, and then give it back to us.
Thank you.
That's your job. Thank you. Madam
That talked about incentives for farmers. Actually, we are dealing with SMEs. The ministry have incentives depending on the aspect you are talking about. Recently, we did a project on an NGK where we have created some clusters. But along the line, I'm sorry to say that there was a problem during that project, because I know we profile people on agriculture, labor, and the rest of that. Once you have this training with the ministry and register with the ministry, during that particular period, what we did that time is to harmonize all those that register with the ministry, send them a WhatsApp message to register online, that is BUI portal. Then there's a physical verification by the Bank of Industry there, where you'll be captured both your BVN and the rest of that. A lot of people have problems, but in the process of negotiating with the BOI, the problem arose. So at that point, I mixed the process. Somebody else took the glory of God being restored, and I made a promise to you that if you have mixed ministry, you pay 5,000. I think you to ministry so that we can do that foundation. And again, she might this grant, whatever need to.
Hello.
This grant or incentive is just for a limited number. World Bank gave us 1,196. Comparing to the population in Abia State, you can see it will not go around. But so I made a promise, like these of the business that's been organized today. I would like to have the list of people that are here today, and I'll present you to the Honorable Commissioner. I bet you he will at least give preferential treatment to those that attended this Ease of the Business conference, because the one we did in Aba, that is how he make the promises. It's a promise that I'm making today. Secondly, somebody asked of hold on it.
Please, I'm asking a call from my principal with respect to this program. Like I said, anybody present today, I bet you will have the opportunity of accessing the second tranche of this NGKS. For those of you who do not say that, people who are present at this roundtable conference is a promise. Then secondly, the CSC
that you have access to the fund, is a grant fund.
She's promising on behalf of our current commissioner that all businesses that are here
today will have access to.
If you have not gotten before, because if you have accessed that grant before, definitely VOI will not accept your application. For those who have not gotten before in the first batch, have the opportunity of getting this one now. Secondly, the CSC talked about, yes, you have a limited number. The governor approved 600. The governor approved 600 with a subsidy of 5,000. For now, I'm not getting any signal of the deadline, but the earlier, the better, because I believe they want to use it for empowerment. The issue of the microfinance bank, for now, I don't think they're in operation, because initially the bank was not supposed to be domiciled in our ministry, but rather they took it to government house. But now the governor, Alex Yoti, who is an SME friendly, have returned that bank to our ministry to be managed by the Honorable Commissioner. So he is in dialogue with the directors of that bank. So day before yesterday, there is a document they're supposed to submit to the ministry. As soon as that one is done, be rest assured that you will access loan through that Abia microfinance with no interest and no collateral. Then somebody mentioned about NGKS. Okay? Let me ask you, say something about NGKS. Do you follow the due requirements during registration?
Yes. First of all, you register your group. Either individually or collective or personally. So when we came now, we said we go back to Tanzania.
For SME, yeah? To register that certificate.
Yes. We went past and tell our farmers, they said no, that it is the usual difference between register. But individually, we came back and said, how are we going to participate? So we found out that individually they have brought the people they know.
No. Let me got it out there. Yes, this matter came on as panel of inquiry when somebody petitioned the ministry. I was the one who represented the ministry. The truth is that some of you failed to follow the due process. That was the registration you provided by BOI for you to follow. Thereafter, your name was shortlisted if you meet the requirement, because as an eligibility criteria where you answer some questions and upload some certain documents, you'll be shortlisted and invited for enumeration. Thereafter, we send it to BOI for disbursement. This is not a matter of this is my brother, this is not my brother. You need to answer an online question which is being provided through the Bank of Industry on their portal. So if you follow this, you'll be able to know your grade because they have a percentage. So saying that we choose our brother, I stand to. Definitely, I know the second batch is on the way. We will still come back to the ministry. We'll visit another bank. Like I told you, it's just a limited number. World Bank approved 1,196. And as I'm hearing, they've already discussed almost 665. You know how they will not share the remaining one. But I believe that the friendly government, the SME friendly government, maybe will increase that number so that we can cut across all that we're not able to access it. So what you do, you still come back to the ministry. Then, as soon as the portal is open, we can let it out to you people so that you can fill online. This is not a matter of the ministry or whatever. This is a matter of the disbursement agency who has their own eligibility criteria in which you fall. If you pass the eligibility criteria, good to go. I won't be the one that will
say no to that request.
Okay. Okay, I don't really Okay, let me see.
Everybody, good afternoon, my able director, SME. Please, I have one question. I want to know what the ministry has in place for our brands, our local brands. I know we're talking about ease of doing business, and I know the end result, what we're looking at, the long-term effect of all of this is to produce global brands that will compete. I keep saying compete globally. It's not enough to just do businesses, because businesses have been ongoing. But the idea is taking it a step further to building a brand. And you talked about NAFDAC, you also talked about trademark, all those things are beautiful. But when looking at food and drug, they all have their own jurisdiction. But talking about, okay, for instance, the fashion industry, all right? So what we have in place to enable these brands? Especially, we are aware that we have some challenges that inhibits our brands from becoming global brands. And that's why we are not, most of us are not even confident enough when we do very beautiful jobs to advertise our brands. For instance, in the fashion industry, we have a problem or a challenge with finishing. If you bring an international brand and our brand, there is a difference. And you know, we have this mass production going on. So what do we have in place to checkmate all of this, ma'am? Thank you very much.
Hello. I believe you think of when Mr. Ken asked the issue of trademark, branding, whatever. So we are in touch with people involved with the SSA. So very soon you have a business, right? And maybe you are not in a stakeholders platform. And if you get yourself inside a stakeholders platform, so that you can be getting all the information regards all these questions. So we have people there that can take care of that question. Like I said, you need to get yourself registered in a stakeholders platform. Recently, Abia Chamber of Commerce are having trade fair. So in order to promote your business to the world, do you understand? We need to encourage you to display such products. So if you are taking, sometimes you do competitions. Sometimes the last regime, the former commissioner, did a branding whatever, where he selected those that have the best to Lagos. So I believe that if you have a good clothes as a fashion designer and you're in that platform and you display it, you'll be selected and you'll be encouraged, either financially or otherwise.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? Any more questions? All right, thank you. Please, can we stand up again? Yes, we want to exercise again. No, we are adults.
Madam, I interacted with you in your office. Maybe that time we were visiting some businesses and we came up with some farmers in the office, and they say we could register with 5,000 for corporate. But we found it that it's funny for the government to ask us to pay 5,000 naira for the corporate, because some of these things we register has not been working. For instance, I'm not trying to nail the ministry piece, but I'm speaking my mind and the mind of farmers. You remember the NG here? They say it's for the ordinary people that they are going to give that COVID-19 to all of them in back to the classroom. But unfortunately, the ministry picked the people they can give that COVID-19 loan and money. We were involved. We backed out. And when we came to ask, nothing happened. We found out that it was the people they know in the ministry, their cronies and their subordinates and their brothers and sisters became that. So I don't know this one. The people that you people have presented to the governor, have they been profiled, or is it the same people that benefited from the COVID-19 disease that they presented to the governor? My suggestion there is, please, let's go back and investigate. Just like when they were discussing about social welfare at the network, NTA International, they say they are investigating the people that can, and get the disease from federal government. So please, I want to ask, I want to beg, let's investigate these people who have profiled their names and their cooperative and all that and submit to the governor, so that it will not be business as usual, that some people will benefit, particularly the people that need this thing. So that's one of the things I am pleading. Then again, the commissioner, we met with the commissioner that time. He told us the South African company is coming to do something with us. From that time till now, nothing has happened. I don't know whether they have done it. So please, I am begging, let it not be business as usual. Because we have interacted with you. We even interacted with the government, with the commissioner there, and nothing came out.
Once again, Madam SFP, my question goes this way. I am aware that the Abia State have a bank. I want to know if that bank is still operational, and if it is operational, are those things they told us the bank will offer for indigenous or members of this state, are they still on? That's number one. Number two, the CSC registration, which we are calling all the clusters and the groups to come and register with 5,000 incentive as granted by the governor. Are there limits of numbers, groups and associations should come with? If there are limits, we would like to know the number. That's one. B part of it is at that deadline for people to come up to register for this CAC that 5,000 naira events have been given. Thank you.
Okay.
Register it, trademark as well. And then the ministry will assist us. So you're going to subsidize that. I tried branding and trademarking my products. No, I'm making a statement because it's part of the ease of doing business. It's affecting us and we want the ministry to assist us.
I want to take you up on that.
Okay.
You want the ministry to assist you with branding your product.
The entire cluster. Yes.
To brand your products for you.
No, who want to do it as a cluster? Because individually is a bit difficult for us. But when the ministry steps in, they will discuss with the trademark authorities and it will come down. And they will do it as a improve. So doing, it will come down, and then our people can be able to do it.
Because I'm aware of some things, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
The ministry is already discussing with the trademark organization.
That's what I want to hear.
Please, can you clap for us?
Okay. That is why I'm saying we have to start here. Because our people are here, we want everything. Whatever we hear now, we will pass it down to our people. So the issue of trademark and branding, we don't think it will. Then, the other thing is this. Yesterday we were talking with the SSA on revenue IGR. We also had wished he is here. We need to sit down with the SMA ministry and the IGR. We design a paper and a project that will be able to work around this leather sector. We have that comparative advantage in production in the entire African continent, except the northern countries like Tunisia, Morocco, and the rest of them. But from East Central Africa down to West Africa, we are both. But then, there is a challenge, there is a competition that is coming up, the African Continental Free Trade Area. We have to prepare ourselves. If we don't prepare ourselves for AFTA, we are going to lose. And with the situation of things now, we don't have anything on ground, except we do our go back to the front door. So I'm talking to the ministry. Let's come back, sit down, see how we can capture all the SMEs. Invite us for a meeting with the IGR, and then we sit down, bring out a model that will be acceptable to all manufacturers. All these manufacturers will have to be identified with either a barcode or an RFID. RFID, radio frequency identification technology, that will simply identify everybody, either with a code or with a tag. This tag, when you place it on your product, will give every information about you. If the code, if the barcode, will give every information about you. And we look at the one that will be seamless, that could be done digitally, without going from one shop to another. Everybody has a smartphone, or we can use a Abia. I know through Abia you can do your USSD code. So we can do that and simply get everybody identified, and more especially get our products. Because the important thing is that what we produce, how can we get all the products we produce per day, per week, per month? So with this barcode or the RFID, it will be very simple and seamless to do. So I want to challenge Madam Chair, you and the IGR, go to action immediately. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we through with the new process, lady? Can she come down so that SME economy can go on? Thank you. Please, can we clap for her? The SME director, Mrs. Chinyere Rose, please can you step up?
Okay, so the question, please open. Yes, please. Your name, where you coming from?
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to stand on the existing protocol. I am Jude Pauls. I am a psychologist and also a business associate, with a lot of businesses. So I'm here as an observer. So I wanted to refer to what Eze Ezimora said earlier in relation to youth participating in this SME and development, and taking them away from distraction. He mentioned drugs as a menace, taking them away from the distraction. My type suggests, I have a master's degree in human development psychology, and the psychologist says that if you want to take someone away from an addiction, you have to present a distraction.
So distraction here, I would like to suggest incentives. You cannot tell youth to come and learn, to come and acquire a skill, to come and learn a new skill. And when they do, you don't introduce them directly to consumers. You put a third party, and this third party escorts them. They will leave immediately because they will not get the value of their money. So when you introduce people to skills, have you also introduced them to consumers? Have you also introduced them to the enabling market? When you introduce people to loans, have you also enabled an environment where they can pay back these loans? You know, it's easy to take somebody away from doing drugs, and the easiest way to do that is to nab the person selling these drugs to them. And the people selling these drugs are interested in one thing: the money they make. Most people who sell drugs or who deal on drugs, they don't even use these drugs. It's the money they make. So I think incentives should be in place. It's not enough to say you're sensitizing. People want to be attracted by something. There should be incentive. It should be made easier beyond the CSE. The farmer who is just using, who is just going to farm and bringing these products out in the market, you know? What is the incentive when they interact, when they step up to interact as SMEs? What is their incentive? There should be incentives in place. That's my opinion.
An area. Feeder rules is some states have started it. But we found out that in the last dispensation, they went and clustered it there down this side without spreading it. And they went back that they found the lapses. So the present government now has come into it to correct the aid. And some of the stakeholders are involved. So what I want to say is that it's been addressed. I think I'm in one or two of the meetings. Yes, they're addressing it. So that's what I want to say.
Alright, I still someone has. Okay.
Good day all. My name is Comrade Oleka. I'm from Ministry of Transportation, Abia State. Yeah, I want to give information about the electricity that was asked. Not too long ago, His Excellency Dr. Lesot performed a groundbreaking of deep sea ports at Rwanda. That industry will bring along so many other industries, including the power generating plant that will supply life for 24 hours as he promised during that groundbreaking, and other industries, the refinery modular plants, and so many others. So there is plan to develop Abia State and increase the territorial zones, while the deep sea port is the other side. The airport will be situated within the Abia Central, and it will come with so many other developments, while the Abia North will have the agricultural sector. That is the way the state has been planned. And this will come with each of them having a satellite hand and development that will translate into other business benefits. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And somebody was talking about gas yesterday for that's the geometric power plants that if they had gas as they needed, that would a lot of these issues would have been handled by now. Okay, do we have
Still on electricity. My name is most of our farmers we need electricity. And thank God that we have a digital commission now. Everything is going on fine because he has tried a lot, the ministry has tried a lot to identify some of us. We are talented fabricators. Like also I will sleep tonight digitally because of Dr. Lillian Wade. Because she is in a position to tell governor, look at what is needed. That is the major aim of bringing this meeting, this forum. Like I have technical knowledge of even generated electricity within homes through water turbine. So as she's in the system, we will now advise her or appeal to her to tell the governor that we have some talented people who can generate electricity through so many sources that will help the state, not just any EDDC or so or whatever. We can even generate electricity through our local materials. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have alternative sources of power, and okay. So my brother, have you taken your no? You've not.
Good day. My name is Oliver Chide from Supreme Class Association. First of all, my question goes to the ease of registration of businesses. Yesterday, there was a little info of information that the government have taken care of registration of businesses up to the tune of some thousands. I would want to get the information of the complete information of that so as to incorporate some of our members who are not yet registered as a business personnel. On the other hand, professionally, I want to make some little contributions. You can't talk of ease of doing business without putting in place some things into operation. As one of our agents said, in consideration to the rural environment, I would suggest that there be a value-adding chain to every product coming out from any rural environment. For instance, Iguano is known for cocoa. We export our cocoa to the West, and they bring it as a brick which we just took of higher value. If we can have a processing plant, the government has said it before, it is the implementation we want to see. If we can have a processing plant of cocoa in Iguano and environment, I think it will help the state to add value to the product. Cassava is not only garri. We have ethanol from cassava. We have starch and other materials from cassava, which if we harness it, build a plant in some of our rural areas, we can really be exporting vodka that is a raw gin to nations. That will add value to our market. Another thing is that so many people, more especially our agricultural fellows, they have good products, but they don't have good packaging. I produce bread, and 99% of people producing bread in North Ireland uses a printed or approved. And it will surprise you that that printed or approved is not printed in Abia State. Everybody goes to Onitsha every now and then. As we are talking, some people are really making calls for them to will be a printed cellophane for the packaged bread. So applies to every other product in the market. Thirdly is marketing promotion of our business environment. All of us talk about Lagos. Lagos, what is making Lagos thrive? For instance, in the entertainment industry, you have this person signing this level, this person having this record level, and so on. It's because they have taken it serious to market their brands within their environment. So if we must have good flow on ease of doing business, I suggest that marketing our brand, taking it as a responsibility, both as individuals and as government, to market any product produced in Abia State and environment to the world will take us very, very far. Thank you.
Was there any question?
Yes, I asked questions.
Do you remember the question? Okay, we'll hear somebody from SME who would like to that.
Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on the existing protocol. My name is Suosu Chinyere, Director of SME. Giving to your question on the registration of business. Yes, the government approved 600 subsidized rates for SME, which is ongoing in the ministry right now. So we are free to walk into the SME shop to get this registered. We talked about brand. We have so some of our SMEs to subsidize some of the rates to register their business, because I know that they have the traveling that has to send them the CSS lesser, all like to get the trademark. I said, like, I'm done with this. Yes, you are clear. When you talk about the branding, we partner with NAFDAC. They will advise you, for you to get the subsidized rates, you need to have that same business name you have on your CSC for your branded product, or X. You have to register with the trademark from where you have the trademark to identify you or your business. For those SMEs who are working with their ministry, the last time we went to Lagos, Style and Zenith, the commissioner then instructed them that they need to have a trademark on their business, own that business, own that product, so that they can market their product. I could remember colleagues was there with some of SMEs, Ireland. They encourage to give us branding your business instead of Gucci, whatever. That your business name is very, very important. So way forward, the Commissioner of Digital Economy has stressed the important that we need to brand our business with our own business. I don't know if I can answer your question. For the CSC, 5,000.
So it's subsidized to 5,000.
Yes, that's by the government.
That's business names.
Yes, sir. Yes,
No, it's still it's business name. They still have one and one
I need to encourage all business owners, clusters and leaders, their presidents, that they should create this. So I want to use this opportunity, with the power given to me by the Honorable Commissioner, to encourage business leaders, clusters, associations, to get their name across to the ministry so that we can register them at that subsidiary. Away from that, we can equally empower them, because the government is about revamping the Abia SME Bank, where people can now access loans with no interest and no capital. So make yourself available with this digital economy and SME. promise that is going to support SME with some billion naira. So let me say, appointed with the minister going forward. Okay, the Ministry of Digital Economy. Opposite Secretariat. Ministry of Digital Economy and SME. My contact. Most teaching area director of SME. Phone number. 081 621 20 940 Again. Sorry, sir. Say the phone number. Okay, 081 621 20 940 940. Account number, please. Yes, 100% available, sir. It's not like that.
Wow. 5,000. I thought.
Thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mama Lord. And my name remains Ken Anyamo. I'm an SME operator, a shoemaker by profession, and I want to talk to our ministry. They are here. Yesterday they weren't here, but today they are here. Let's sort it out here right now. SME registration 5,000. You start with us here now. A minute, madam, please sit down. We are not calling you. We are not in the lockdown. Sit down. We'll come to your office. Issue of branding. Branding is not done by NAFDAC. We are the ones who brand our products and then
expressing the sincere gratitude of our executive governor in person to the United Nations Development Program. Some people say, oh, because it's your principal. It's not just that. We have a governor who is not on salary. Our governor is not taking salary from the state. Yes, he's not spending 1 naira of his security vote. He's working free for Abia State. Yeah. And he personally asked me to express his heartfelt gratitude to the United Nations Development Program. Madam Grace, you are here in person, representing your country directly, representative. We are very grateful. You may not know it, this is the first partner to give us support as a state in this new administration. So on behalf of my principal and the entire school, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And for being here in person these 2 days, working tirelessly to help us to get this out. May God reward you and grant you safe travels as you go. And for every one of us, Johnny Mercy's lunch is served, eat or take it away and be happy. God will help Abia State to become the #1 business destination in Nigeria in a very short time, in Jesus' name.
We'll wait for some time, so we'll just raise our game a little bit more. I'm seeing faces that I know too well, faces that have been making differences in this state. And I want to thank all of you. It is my singular honor and privilege to please get us to rise as we hand ourselves down to God. In Jesus' mighty name, pray. So, our Father and our God, we want to thank you. We bless your name because you have given us time. You have also brought us together to think about ourselves, to think about our state, to prefer ideas as to how to make our state better. Our Father, we thank you for the deliberations. We thank you For these ideas that you have brought into our hearts, and which we have professed, King of glory, we know that because you are God, you will bring all of these to fruition. In the end, your name and your name alone will be glorified in Abia State, and the blessings shall be ours. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.